little fanatic or something like that, but there's something about them.
To understand what makes laser light so special, it makes sense to look at an ordinary light bulb, the old-fashioned one, or the tungsten film. It produces light through thermal radiation. An electric current passing through the film heats it up. Its tungsten atoms become excited and vibrate at different speeds, which causes them to emit photons in
Alright.
all directions.
What's up, you guys?
Compared to a laser, this is chaos.
The way you should think about a light bulb is something like they're just a mob of people all singing a different pitch, so it's like a rock concert audience. But a laser is more like if you go to Juilliard or Berkeley School of Music and you go to a
Alright,
concert,
so, anyway,
it's like a
I hope my
choir of
mic
people
isn't echoing now.
perfect pitch. It's a choir of something like a million trillion people singing at the same
I
time.
put some new merch on my website.
That's because laser
My
light
website's
is
absoluteflexing.cc. Let me put that on here.
a fact hidden in its name, stimulated emission.
Let's say we have inside an atom an electron that's at some excited state, some higher energy level. And now a photon of just the right frequency passes by the atom. It triggers the atom to do something interesting. The electron loses energy, goes to the lower energy, and emits a photon of precisely the same frequency as the one that came in. It's going in the same direction, it has the same phase. So what we have there is a quantum mechanical amplification process.
If we place a group of those same excited atoms inside a chamber with mirrors at both ends, the emitted photons will bounce back and forth, continuing to stimulate the emission of more photons, which in turn stimulate even more photons. One of the mirrors is only partially reflected. It allows some of the light to escape.
Now that light's very special. It's composed of photons that are all the same frequencies, the same color, and they're all the same phase, and all going in the same direction. So you have this intense, pure beam of light. And that's the laser.
Lasers have proven to be an extremely versatile tool, including for measuring distance. Rana's work with stable high-frequency lasers takes that to an extreme.
When you use them,
Alright.
you're in a whole different realm of measurement than anything else that has to do with rulers and any of that other stuff. Anybody who's like a real pro knows that the only thing that you ever measure is frequency. If you measure anything else, you're kind of an amateur.
Thanks to the fixed speed of light, the beam of a high-frequency laser has an incredibly short wavelength, perfect for measuring extremely small changes in distance. Since 1996, Rana has been part of a project that uses laser light to measure something incredibly, unimaginably small.
So yeah, that's my website, absoluteflexing.cc. I finally got the domain for it. And I've been putting products on Google Merchant Center. So
Space and time.
yeah, that's
not
actually
fixed things.
a lot
So
harder than I
the
expected it to
distance
be. I kept
between
getting
light and
emails
matter is
saying
always
that
gonna be this, and I hold them
there was a
steady.
problem with Google Merchant
The
Center,
idea,
and
like so many,
I don't know if it was like preventing, you
in the
know,
early 20th century, these
like,
work led to the
orders
merging of space
on my
and time
website.
into one concept.
but I was trying to fix it. But it's all like Google has a bunch of different products and applications, you know, like if you do Google Merchant Center, then you're going to end up having to do Google Search Console, and then that's also connected to Google Analytics, and then there's a Google Tracking Manager, which basically tracks how many times somebody like, or how many times people visited a certain page on your website. Like it shows interest. But anyway, and then like you can also sign up for, you know, to have Google Pay as, you know, like a way to make purchases on your site. Google Ads. You have to use Google Ads if you're on YouTube. Like how you get paid from YouTube. I just got my first check from YouTube actually. My first check. So there's 3 ways to get paid on YouTube. Super chats and super thanks. Memberships and then ads. Those are the main ways anyway. I guess you can get sponsorships and, you know, anyway. So yeah, whenever someone watches an ad, you get paid for that, obviously. But if they skip the ad, then you get paid like a portion of what you would get paid if they watched the whole ad. And anyway, my ads didn't start showing on my channel until May, like the very beginning of May, because that's whenever I got to 1,000 followers or subscribers or whatever. But I think right now you only have to get 500, so that's pretty cool. If you are thinking about starting YouTube, that's I don't know, it's not as hard to be a partner now. But anyway, so in May, that's when my ad started, and from then until September, I made $160, so it's pretty good for just having like videos that I've already posted. You know, I'm not having to do work right now to get paid. I mean, for those videos, you know what I mean? Alright, so like I was saying, I have new merch.
Costing hundreds of dollars, Ligo was a huge gamble on an unproven idea that paid off. In 2015, a secret detective.
Josh is watching Quantum Physics.
The first event of LIGO Detective.
Actually, I think he passed out.
Powerful events human beings have recorded since the Big Bang itself. More power came out of that collision of those 2 black holes than was emanated by all the stars in the universe combined. All of that power came out.
Trump named campaign manager as White House chief of staff.
Since the original event, Ligo has confirmed the detection of more than 80.
Well, she may be the longest serving staffer to be around Donald Trump. She's been chief of staff since after January 6th, and she was there at Mar-a-Lago with him, and then she's figured out how to survive. Her survival skills
Albert Einstein predicted that gravitational waves should exist.
Essentially, she knows to let people in. Trump loves his kitchen cabinet. Like, you might not get a role in actual cabinet, but you have, you know, an ability to call him to go to Mar-a-Lago and talk to him, and she has learned that to try to put a stopgap between him and, we'll say, like, Laura Loomer, that might cause her some problems. So she's been able to figure out Trump. She tends to sort of bend to his will rather than push up against it. She knows that to pick her battles. There'll be times where she'll say, hey, this maybe isn't the greatest choice. She's really been able to pick and choose when it's time to come up against him and play the role of the adult in the room, sort of try to challenge maybe his worst instincts. And that's how she survived. I mean, she's a survivor. She has a mild neck.
The most important change in quantum physics in recent decades is a deeper understanding of a special kind of shared state called quantum entanglement. Imagine a machine that spits out pairs of coins, which on the surface look like ordinary coins. If you flip one, it comes up heads or tails.
Oh, this is not the actual speech.
Nothing strange there. But using a pair of coins fresh out of the machine, you flip one, it comes up heads. And then the it also comes up heads. That could just be luck. So then you do the same thing with another fresh bear.
Leaders, Macron has posted on social media, congratulations President Trump, ready to work together as we did for 4 years, with your convictions in mind, with respect and ambition for more peace and prosperity. And from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu moments ago, dear Donald and Melania Trump, congratulations on history's greatest comeback. Your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America and a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between Israel and America. This is a huge victory in true friendship, Benjamin and Sarah Netanyahu. And Martha, that is the next question, how the world responds. These world leaders have, many of them, have interacted and worked with Donald Trump, he was the 45th president. What is the reaction tonight around the world and the implications here?
Well, I think you heard Benjamin Netanyahu and former President Trump and likely President-elect Trump has said he backs Israel all the way. But what he has said about Gaza is he wants the war to end quickly. John Santucci reported tonight that, I believe it was Donald Trump Jr., not Eric, said one of the first things his father would do is Middle East peace. I mean, he has claimed that the Gaza war, or that the attack on Israel would never have happened. He's claimed the war in Ukraine, that Russia never would have invaded Ukraine, the war in Gaza.
So if anybody, or if any of y'all saw my speech on Halloween, where I thought about, I was the world dominatrix, right? So I figured out that since I am not into politics, I decided to not do that. So yeah, we voted this year, me and Josh. Josh has never voted before. I voted once when I was 18. I think I voted for Hillary that year. Yeah, I wanted the first woman to be president. But anyway, so this year we went out and voted. Everybody was saying it's a really important election, and I didn't talk about my opinions or anything like based on what I do know about politics so far. And yeah, I voted for Trump, and Josh did too. And so we're really happy about the result. I feel like Trump is the best. He's a very good leader,
Because it's powerful, let's try to use it. It's become this new tool.
You can create and control that. Might be arguably
but if I look pissed off during this, I also got suspended from Facebook today, and I'm really confused about it, and so yeah.
Obviously has been horrific. How he solves that, I don't know. He said he would solve these wars even before he got into office, if he gets into office. Ukraine, I think, I have talked to people very close to President Zelensky over the last couple of weeks about the possibility of a Donald Trump presidency, and surprisingly, I think there's a debate going on that they are not really happy with what the Biden administration has done. It has been a slow, painful death for a lot of Ukrainian soldiers, and they have wanted more aid. They have wanted the longer-range missiles and have not gotten that. So there wasn't. With one advisor in particular, he said, I don't know, maybe Trump can help us out more than anything. Maybe Putin will be afraid of him.
Interesting. John Carlin, what do you make of some of the other global impact of Donald Trump returning to the White House?
Switching inside your computer, which is kind of amazing. It's that universal.
America's always like.
The qubit is far more subtle.
The special thing about a qubit is that
So I started watching, or I watched
it doesn't have to be
part of Camilla's speech and Trump's speech. I saw that Putin did a speech too, so check that out too.
That superposition creates a mathematical space often
Yeah, I decided to
represented
stop watching it and
by a
watch it on
sphere.
stream instead.
Where a classical bit can only sit at the South Pole or the North Pole, a quantum bit can be anywhere on the surface of this sphere.
It opens up a whole new array of possibilities of mathematical operations.
With the framework, the things you design become real.
In computing.
One unit by itself is not a computer, or it would be the world's
Please
smallest,
welcome
most
Vice
useless
President
computer.
of the
But
United
when you
States,
combine that
Kamala Harris.
with enough computation and calculations that you can get something on the other end.
Using several qubits to do that opens up the power of entanglement and innovations behind
I wanted to get a complete description of something that just a few qubits, very highly entangled, and I would have to write down more books.
What are you laughing at?
Extravagance.
Okay, let me make this bigger actually.
Wish to exploit in quantum computing.
beyond the work being done at universities. There are about 100 companies developing qubits and
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
major players include Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and IBM. Its hardware development effort is centered here at the Thomas J.
Good
Edison
afternoon,
Research Center
everyone.
in
Good
Oak
afternoon.
New York City.
Good afternoon.
Hey, let me introduce you to
Good afternoon.
two. Actually, inside here is 3 quantum processes, and the team is working on how you investigate algorithms that use multiple different processes.
So let me say, and I love you back.
IBM's qubits
And I love
employ
you back.
similar roots of superconducting
So let me say, my
Since
heart is full
superconductors
today.
require cold
My
temperatures
heart
to
is full
operate,
today.
the center section
Full of
of the computer
gratitude
is a
For the
refrigeration
trust
chamber.
you have placed in me,
And for that,
full
the
of
cooling
love
method
for our country,
can look
and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for. But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all. Thank you.
Sorry, I was moving around.
So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, my heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll
She had
workers
a
and the
big
local
campaign.
election officials, I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran, and the way we ran it.
and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm
What do you think about the presidential elections? Hey, Daniel. I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm happy about how it turned out.
With the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Introducing Vico.
I like your style of dress. Are you a rocker? Yeah. When I was in high school, we called it Girls Like Me emo chicks.
FedEx, and DHL. No more searching or haggling with carriers. Plus, earn up to 5% back on eligible.
But yeah, I'm very happy. Me and Josh actually voted this year, which I haven't voted since the year that Obama and Clinton and Hillary Clinton were, both running. And I voted for Hillary Clinton because I wanted the first woman to be president. But this year I voted for Trump. I felt like he is a great leader. Like I was saying this before, but yeah. I'm gonna watch his speech next.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Yes, my favorite one.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results.
What's up, Julio? Or Julio?
That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy.
Where are you from?
And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.
Really?
And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation. The ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up.
These days I've become addicted to your videos. Thank you.
Give up.
You are a very good content creator. You're from Spain? That's cool. I actually have,
and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government.
The countries that my merch products are available to order in, I think Spain was on that list. I'll check it later. The reason I thought that is because one of the hard things about setting up Google Merchant Center is going through each country and making sure like the shipping information is correct and the return policy is stated. Like I don't offer returns or exchanges. Only way that you can get a return is if the product is defective. And see, Fourthwall sends the product straight to you. So if it's defective, let us know and we'll send you another one. But besides that, I don't do returns.
Government telling them what to do.
Sorry, that
fight
was
to protect our schools and our
random.
streets from gun violence.
I'm gonna try to start streaming
As
more
America,
too.
we will never give up the fight for our democracy, for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld. And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win.
That woman was very good at talking among many people. Yeah, she is really good at getting, like, I don't know, make it like she's, the way she speaks, her voice is like hers, you know? I don't know. I don't know any other way to say it. She gets her point across.
The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
I didn't hear this the first time. That's
You
awesome.
have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves.
Alright, so it's funny how, like, speeches like this, they're like, there's something about honor and tradition and pride and, you know what I mean? Like, patriotism. I don't know. I felt it in that speech. That was a very classy secession speech, I think is what it's called.
This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service.
You two must be a woman with a lot of courage like her. Thank you.
Even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States.
Whenever we were on the way back from boating, I was singing like, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And that was like, I don't know, in chorus class. I remember singing that and being like, yeah, but like now I can feel it, you know, it's cool. So y'all, I normally don't go out and whatnot, like I'm a homebody like I was saying earlier. And I went out yesterday to like coffee house, and I also went and got some new stones at the apothecary. I'll show them to you. I'm gonna play that song right now.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously.
Save on your fave. Enjoy a sausage McMuffin with egg for just $2.50.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Testing. Alright, y'all should be able to hear me good now. Dance with Courage for America. Take your time. That's funny. That song really reaches the bottom of my heart. Me too. It's your time to be a singer. I don't know about that. I might need to stop smoking first. Alright, so now I'm gonna look up speeches. I mean, Donald Trump's speech. Y'all, I haven't been streaming much lately because of everything that's been going on. And, yeah. I want to start streaming, like, I definitely want to start recording, like making a video diary, or just streaming most of the time. So yeah. I've had like a lot of really important learning lessons in my life lately, and I don't know, I feel like it's worth documenting. Anyway. Okay. I don't know if that was the right one.
To let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20
Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are...
Sorry, I remembered what I told you I was going to show you. Okay. So I couldn't find all of the new stones I just got. Like, I put them all in a bag and then I'll set the bag down somewhere. I do this all the time. Anyway, y'all probably seen me wear this before. This is fluorite. This is amethyst. Fluorite is like a healing crystal. And it's for protection. Amethyst is also good for like protection. And it's actually a sobriety stone, and it's good for concentration as well. So, and then this is a moon rock. It's in the shape of a mushroom. I actually don't know what moon rock does. Hold up, I'm gonna find that out real quick while I'm thinking about it. Oh wait. Spiritual properties. I didn't really think about, okay. Moonstone crystal meaning encompasses intuition, emotional, emotional healing and spiritual growth, resonating with lunar energies. Moonstones are healing crystals known for their protective energy and ability to balance feminine power. Moonstone rock properties include enhancing intuition, calming the mind, which is what I need, and promoting emotional stability, which is what I need. Okay. The reason I got that in the first place is because my friend, her name means goddess of the moon. And so I wanted to get her a moon rock. Speaking of which, I've been like looking up the meaning of names a lot lately. Tell me what your I can look up y'all's names if you want me to, or y'all look them up and tell me what they mean in the chat. A lot of names have God is, or you know, like Josh's name means God's blessing or God's gift.
There are friends, we have thousands of friends in this incredible movement.
My name means resurrect. At least that's what Anastasia means.
Frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country. It's because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
We're going to fix it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. Okay. Donald, name meaning. The name Donald is derived from the Scottish Gaelic name Domhnall, which means ruler of the world. The name is composed of Old Irish elements Domin meaning world and Fál meaning rule. The name was originally used by two 9th century kings of the Scots and Picts. The masculine name Donald has Scottish Gaelic roots and has been around for centuries. Inspired by the Gaelic word Domhnall, it means ruler of the world. It originates from Proto-Celtic term Domno Ualis, which means world ruler. I prefer to say it in English. Okay, that's pretty cool. I wonder what the name Camilla means. Acolyte. Attendant at a ritual. The wife of King Charles. Okay. Alright. What was Josh's name meaning again? Yahweh is salvation. God is salvation. To save. Okay. Let's see. You're amazing. You know a lot. Thanks to the internet. Yeah, your name means something. God is my judge. And derives from two early biblical figures, primarily among them Daniel from the book of Daniel. Alright, let's see if there's any other. Yep. Alright, that's cool. And then, hold on. Okay, the name Julio means youthful. Anybody else want me to look up your name meaning? Are you a believer in spirits? Like ghosts and stuff? Yeah, I believe that energy can be... I believe energy can linger. And I guess they're probably spirits that haven't passed on yet. I've never seen one. I'm gifted in hearing, you know, from the other side, but not seeing. If I saw an apparition, I would freak out. Like, yeah. But I pick up on a lot of stuff. There's no distance limit on, you know, that. So not only can I hear stuff from the other side, I'm telepathic. So I pick up on people around the world a lot. Usually I'll hear people talking about me sometimes, and yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't really like it. But it is a gift. Would you like to see one? What? Oh no, I don't want to see a spirit. Okay, so yeah, Trump just won the election, which I'm really excited about because me and Josh went out and voted. I didn't register to vote at first, and when I did register, it was 2 days late. So when I voted, they told me that it might not count. So I was like, whatever, I'm still gonna vote.
Country. We made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body. I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. In addition to having won the battleground states of North Carolina, I love these places. Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. We are now winning in Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska, which would result in us carrying at least 315 electoral votes, but
I guess that's a good thing.
it's much easier doing what the networks did or whoever called it.
Electoral, they're
there was
like,
no other path.
that's like the Trump card, right? Like they
We also have won the popular.
I don't know, like their vote means more or something like that. This is why I backed out on my world dominatrix. Maybe one day I'll be able to be a great leader, but I need to learn more about politics first.
Winning the popular vote was very nice, very nice.
Donald Trump is very deserving of this. His name means ruler of the world.
With unbelievable people standing by my side, these people have been incredible. They've made the journey with me, and we're going to make you very happy. We're going to make you very proud of your vote. I hope that you're going to be looking back someday and say that was one of the truly important moments of my life when I voted for this group of people beyond the president, this group of great people.
Question: what is the best e-commerce business to start today? Is it dropshipping from China and selling on Shopify? Long delivery time, low margins, and communication issues? Nope. Or, oh god, is it Amazon FBA? Upfront inventory, long storage fees, and competition from Amazon themselves? Definitely not. Okay. But what if I told you there is a new e-com business model that has all the advantages of Shopify and FBA, but none of the downsides? It is called the AI e-com business. And using this business model, you do not have to worry about drop shipping from China or long shipping times. On top of that, you don't need to buy inventory up front, so you don't have to pay a single storage fee. In fact, only pay for products after you sell them and get money in your pocket, and not out of your pocket. So, unlike Amazon FBA, there are no sunk costs if you haven't sold anything. That's why the risk is really low and you don't need a lot of money to start. And yet, we made huge margins of over 50%. Now that is how our student Tiffany made 6 figures in just 1 month. You don't need any prior experience to do this. David was a new big e-com, but he made $3,000 in just a single week. And Michael sold 5,000 units within a few weeks of starting. All it takes is 1 hour a day for you to work on this, and you can potentially make additional hundreds or
for thousands of dollars every single month. If you want to know more about this AI e-com business model, just click on the link below this video for more information.
America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate. We have taken back control of the Senate. Wow, that's great. And the Senate races in Montana, Nevada, Texas, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We're all won by the MAGA movement. They helped so much. And in those cases, every one of them, we worked with the senators. They were tough races, and I mean, the number of victories in the Senate was absolutely incredible. And we did tele-rallies. We did tele-rallies with each one of them, and sometimes we did 2 or 3 and it was amazing to look at all of those victories. Nobody expected that, nobody. So I just wanted to thank you very much for that. And you have some great senators and some great new senators. And it also looks like we'll be keeping control of the House of Representatives.
He's like, I have control.
Mike Johnson, I think he's doing a
How you feel about it?
terrific job. I want to also thank my beautiful wife, Melania, First Lady. Who has the #1 best-selling book in the country. Can you believe it? She's done a great job, works very hard to help people. So I just want to thank her. But I want to thank my whole family, my amazing children. They are amazing children. And we all think our children are. Everybody here thinks their children are amazing. That's a good thing when you think they are. But Don, Eric, Ivanka, Tiffany, Barron, Laura, Jared, Kimberly, Michael, thank you all. What a help.
I'm going to make it full screen, but it actually covers the video when I do that.
My father-in-law, Victor, is tremendous, and we miss very much Melania's mother, Amalia. We miss Amalia, don't we, huh? She would be very happy right now, standing on this stage. She'd be so proud. She was a great woman, that one. Beautiful inside and out. She was a great woman.
Thank you.
I want to be
That's very nice
the first
of you.
to congratulate our great, now I can say, Vice President-elect of the United States. And his absolutely remarkable and beautiful wife, Ushabez. And he is a feisty guy, isn't he? You know, I've said, go into the enemy camp, and you know the enemy camp is certain networks. And a lot of people don't like that. Sir, do I have to do that? He just goes, okay. Which one? CNN, MSDNC. He'll say, all right, thank you very much. He actually looks like, he's still like the only guy I've ever seen. He really looks forward to it, and then he just goes and absolutely obliterates them. Say a couple of words.
Boss mode.
Well, Mr. President, I appreciate you allowing me to join you on this incredible journey. I thank you for the trust that you placed in me. And I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America. And under President Trump's leadership, we're never going to stop fighting for you, for your dreams, for the future of your children, and after the greatest political comeback in American history, we're going to lead the greatest economic comeback in American history under Donald Trump's leadership.
Thank you very much.
Homeowners 17. Yeah, they've watched less. You got GTV, they got Pinterest boards.
I haven't watched a victory speech since Obama's. Actually, yeah, like the first time Trump ran, I wanted him to win, but I didn't actually go out and vote. I don't even think I was like, yeah, he won, and then I went on like, I don't know. I was not concerned with world politics at that time, but it is important. I'm 35 years old now, and I realized that, not everybody stands up and decides to take a stand. That's something special, and in order to do that, you have to, I don't know, whenever you see that people in your generation aren't really fighting for a brighter future, you have to find it in yourself to do something, even if all it is like me trying to send out positive vibes to the world through meditation. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but it does help. No. Thank you, though. You said I thought you were 24. You're too kind. How old are you?
It turned out to be a good choice. I took a little heat at the beginning, but he was, I knew the brain was a good one, about as good as it gets. And we love the family, and we're going to have a great 4 years, and we're going to turn our country around, make it something very special. It lost that little thing called special. We have to make it so. We're going to make this so great. It's the greatest country, and potentially the greatest country in the world by far. And right now, we're going to just work very hard to get all of that back. We're going to make it the best it's ever been. We can do that. If we had to wait longer, I don't know. It was going bad, and it was going bad fast. We're going to have to seal up those borders, and we're going to have to let people come into our country.
Yeah,
We want people to come back.
a lot of people were concerned about things.
But we have to let them come back in, but they have to come in legally. Let me also express
And some of them need to go back
tremendous
to prison.
appreciation for
Or to the
Susie
insane
for
asylum.
the job you did. Susie, come, Susie, come here. Come here, Susie. Chris, come here, Chris. Susie likes to stay sort of in the back, let me tell you. The ice thing, we call it the ice thing. Chris, come here. Susie likes to stay in the background. She's not in the background.
This was unexpected, but I just want to thank, obviously, President Trump for this journey. It was a great one, and he's a hell of a candidate. And he's going to be a hell of a great 47th president. And this team that we had, the best team, and of course, even my boss, Susie Wiles, the best. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Susie. Look at this shot. I've never seen it be shot before. Susie.
A big shot.
They're great. Everybody up here is great. Everybody up here is very special. But the Trump, who did you say? Oh, let me tell you, we have a new star. A star is born, Elon. Now he is.
Trump's wife looks super young. I know.
Sitting together.
She's a lucky
We
woman.
spent 2 weeks in Philadelphia, different parts of Pennsylvania, campaigning. You know, he sent the rocket up 2 weeks ago, and I saw that rocket, and I saw it coming down. I saw it, when it left, it was beautiful, shiny white. When it came down, it didn't look so pretty. It was going 10,000 miles an hour, and it was burning like hell. I said, what happened to your paint job? He said, we've never made a paint that could withstand that kind of heat. And, but I saw it come down and turn around. And it was, you know, it's like 22 stories tall, by the way. It looks a little smaller than that, but it's big. And it came down, and you saw...
I didn't know where you were, Julio.
And I said, only...
Didn't know if you were still there.
It must be an Elon. And I tell the story. I told it last night. I had a man on the phone. I had the screen muted, no sound. I was talking to a very important man, happens to be here. And that very important guy, one of the most important people in, I would say, the country, actually. But, you know, I was president, and now it looks like I was going to be maybe president again, so I figured I could ask him to hold.
After this, I'm going to watch Putin's speech because I saw that he had done a speech after Trump's having been elected.
I've seen this crazy thing that's going around and coming down. It looks like it's going to crash into the gantry. And I said, oh no. And I said, do me a favor, do you mind holding for a couple of minutes? I want to see this. I thought it was a space age movie or something. I put the phone down, but I didn't pick it up for 45 minutes, and he was holding. But this spaceship came down, and I saw those engines firing, and it looked like it was over, it was going to smash, and then I saw the fire pour out from the left side, and I put it straight, and it came down so gently, and then it wrapped those arms around it, and it held it, and just like you hold your baby at night, your little baby. And it was a beautiful thing to see, and I called Elon. I said, Elon, was that you? He said, yes, it was. I said, who else can do that? Can Russia do it? No. Can China do it? No. Can the United States do it other than you? No. Nobody can do that. I said, that's why I love you, Elon. That's great. And you know, when we had the tragic Hurricane Helene, and it hit North Carolina, they were really devastated. The water, this was a big water, as big as we've ever seen, water hurricane. It built lakes out of nothing. Fields became lakes, and the danger was unbelievable. And the people from North Carolina came to me and they said, would it be possible, at all possible, for you to speak to Elon Musk? We need Starlink. I said, what's Starlink? It's a form of communication. So I called Elon, and I'll tell you what, he had, and it was very dangerous. People would die. They had no communication. All the wires were down. I called Elon Musk. I said, Elon, you have something called Starlink. Is that right? Yes, I do. What the hell is it? He said, it's a communication system that's very good. I said, Elon, they need it really, really badly in North Carolina. Can you get it? He had that there so fast. It was incredible. So, and it was great. It saved a lot of lives. He saved a lot of lives. But he's a character. He's a special guy. He's a super genius. We have to protect our geniuses. We don't have that many of them. We have to protect our super geniuses. I want to thank some of the guys. You know, we have up here today the U.S. Open champion. He's fantastic golfer, slightly longer than me. It's a ball a little bit longer than me. Just a little bit. Bryson DeChambeau is up here someplace. What happened to Bryson? Where is he? Bryson. Oh, he was shot.
You and I were both lied to since childhood. We were told, since we were her age, that we had to save up cash to get started in real estate. In fact, I was...
He's hitting balls. Oh, he's on the way. He's hitting balls. Bryson. Oh, look at him. He's got a great career going. Great U.S. Open, Bryson. That's a fantastic job. And we also have a Mandana White.
Please don't say that. I don't like whenever people compare women.
Tough guy.
women, you don't compare one woman to another woman. All women are beautiful.
So Dana started UFC,
And she is very beautiful, and she runs circles around me probably. She's got like a lot, I mean I can't imagine her schedule. And she's like a best-selling author right now apparently.
And he loved it, and nobody's done a better job.
I don't like that. Please don't compare me to any other woman.
Kind of a guy, what he does, he gets these fighters and they really go at it. It's become one of the most successful sports enterprises anywhere at any time. It's doing so well. I'd like to ask Danny just to say a couple of words because people love to hear from him.
My moderators, I guess working tonight.
Nobody deserves this more than him, and nobody deserves this more than his family does.
Hello.
This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen
Hello?
in the last several years, this is what it looks like.
Hey.
Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient,
No,
hardworking man I've ever
no.
met in my life.
I don't know. I can't. My Facebook's like locked.
He deserves this. They deserve it as a family.
Oh, you're good.
I want to thank some people real quick.
Holler at me later. Bye.
Ross, Theo Vaughn, also with the boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan. And thank you, America. Thank you. Have a good night.
That is a piece of work. That is amazing. He's really an amazing guy. But most of all, I want to thank the millions of hardworking Americans across the nation who have always been the heart and soul of this really great movement. We've been through so much together, and today you showed up in record numbers to deliver a victory like really, I probably like no other. This was something special, and we're gonna pay you back. We're gonna do the best job. We're gonna turn it around. It's got to be turned around. It's got to be turned around fast, and we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna do it in every way, so many ways, but we're gonna do it in every way. This will forever be remembered as the day the American people regained control of their country. So I just want to say that
I'll time you out next time.
this great group of people, these are hard-working people, these are fantastic people, and we can add a few names like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And he's going to help make America healthy again.
Can you do something about my mental health? I need help with that. I did all right. Like I always say, cleaning helps me a lot.
More liquid gold than any country in the world, more than Saudi Arabia. We're more than Russia. Bobby, stay away from the liquid gold. Other than that, go have a good time, Bobby.
Sorry.
We're going to be reducing taxes. We can do things that nobody else can do. Nobody else is going to be able to do it. China doesn't have what we have. Nobody has what we have. But we have the greatest people also. Maybe that's the most important thing. This campaign has been so historic in so many ways. We've built the biggest.
You would have to get to know every person in the world to know that for sure.
They've never seen anything like it in all of American history. They've never seen it. Young and old, men and women, rural and urban. And we had them all helping us tonight. When you think, I mean, I was looking at it, I was watching it. They had some great.
So how much did it cost to fill your tank?
Almost $100.
How much is the car payment?
$140.
And what about insurance?
Analysis of the people that voted for us. Nobody's ever seen anything like that. They came from all corners, union, non-union, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, Arab American, Muslim American. We had everybody, and it was beautiful. It was a historic realignment, uniting citizens of all backgrounds around a common core of common sense. You know, we're the party of common sense. We want to have borders. We want to have security. We want to have things be good.
Don't tell me the last 8 years was a learning
want a strong and powerful military, and ideally we don't have to use it. You know, we had no wars. 4 years we had no wars, except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no wars. They said, you will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. But this is also a massive victory for democracy and for freedom. Together we're going to unlock America's glorious destiny. We're going to achieve the most incredible future for our people. Yesterday, as I stood at my last stop on the campaign trail, I'll never be doing a rally again. Can you believe it? I think we've done 900 rallies approximately from them. Can you imagine? 900.
I think that if people come together, we can all really
everybody was sad. Many people, I said, this is our last rally.
bring heaven down to earth for real. I'm just saying.
Because the rallies were used for
this is a world.
Be put in this position.
This is a world where you can have anything you want if you try. I mean, you know, you can get all technical about it and be like, oh, you can fly, or you can, you know, like for real, you can wake up any day and do whatever you want to do. So don't start fights with people. Don't look for reasons to, you know, be mad, or to don't expect things out of people, and when they don't, you know, meet your expectations, then you just write them off altogether. Love is supposed to be unconditional, and if we look inside, if we look within, you know, that's where you'll find the kingdom of heaven. And you have to know what you want in your life. You have to dream a little bit to be able to have the life of your dreams. So yeah, I think we all need to spend more time developing that vision. Like, if you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Because this is a world where you can have what you desire, if it isn't something that's going to hurt someone else, or if it isn't for selfish reasons. And the best way to come up in this world isn't to have control over other people and to hold them down. It's actually bringing other people up will also bring you up. So I don't know who thought it was the other way around, but yeah. I'm here to tell you now. Bringing other people up will give you good karma. And if you try to pull someone else down, you can go out of your way to do something to sabotage somebody else. And in the end, it's always going to help them out, because you're putting your energy and focus outward. Whenever you could focus on prioritizing your happiness, not being selfish, but just doing you, you know, that's it. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
Really help our country. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make our country better than it ever has been. And I said that many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission. The task before us will not be easy, but I will bring every ounce of energy, spirit, and fight that I have in my soul to the job that you've entrusted to me. This is a great job. There's no job like this. This is the most important job in the world. Just as I did in my first term, we had a great first term, a great first term. I will govern.
That's crazy that his name means ruler of the world.
Promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Nothing will stop me from keeping my word to you, the people. We will make America.
From now on, promises shouldn't be thrown around, you know, haphazardly. Yeah.
America safe, strong, prosperous, powerful, and free again. And I'm asking every citizen all across our land to join me in this noble and righteous endeavor. That's what it is. It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite. And we're going to try, we have to try, and it's going to happen. Success will bring us together. I've seen that. I saw that in the first term. When we became more and more successful, people started coming together. Success is going to bring us together.
Thank you.
We are going to start by all putting America first. We have to put our country first for at least a period of time. We have to fix it. Because together we can truly make America great again for all Americans. So I want to just tell you what a great honor this is. I want to thank you. I will not let you down. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than it has ever been before. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
He does have a powerful voice. Okay. So, I'm play the national anthem now.
CorelDRAW Graphics Suite has core applications that work seamlessly together to provide you with all the tools you need to tackle any design project.
That our flag was still there. That star-spangled banner yet waves. The land of the free and the home of brave. Oh. Alright, I'll be right back.
Yes, that's what I was doing, and I was eating a bowl of cereal. Alright. So... Oh yeah, I was going to change the thumbnail too. I guess I can't right now. Or I can't make it what I want to. This is a little better anyway. Okay. So I watched Kamala Harris's secession speech. And then I watched Donald Trump's winner speech. And both of them are winners at heart, I think. Now we're going to watch Putin's speech. Not at heart, but in general. Yeah, that sounded kind of weird, sorry. You get what I'm saying. Okay. So... I have no idea what to expect for this, so I'm excited. Kind of scared too. I don't know why. He is intimidating. Okay. That way you can't see the mess behind me. Yeah, I don't think I would have missed anything anyway, but... Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows. What'd y'all have for dinner? This isn't my dinner. It's the midnight snack, literally. Yeah, it's very good. I can't ever just eat one bowl. Alright, like I was saying earlier, I don't really want to talk about like the specifics of this, But my Facebook account got suspended for 180 days unless I appeal it. And I'm definitely going to, because there's been some stuff like, seems like some posts that I've made have been changed or something, like, but it's only the ones that have my son. Like, I know I wouldn't post a picture of my baby crying. Who would do that? That's just one example. So I know I might sound like I'm like paranoid, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Hey, what's up, Acost? Damn. Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows. Us. What's going on here? Okay, this is a 4-hour video.
A smart man to say it.
Okay.
Events of truly historical scale. Before our eyes, a completely novel world order is taking shape, and it's unlike everything that we know from the past. For example, Westphalian system or Yalta system. New powers are emerging.
Is she translating or? This is what I get for fast forwarding that. Oh, when I finish this cigarette, I'm gonna show y'all the chapter that I read today. I've been reading the Word of God more. Don't hold me to it. I mean, don't hold me to doing everything right, because I can't. I think we all, you know, like I said before, we all have good and bad qualities. And in order to look inside yourself and create, like, to find out who you really are and, you know, ignite your full potential, you have to see yourself, like, from an unbiased perspective, I guess. Like how someone else would, you know, like, you know, when you're in an argument and you can only see your point of view, but then, like, later on you realize that the other person had a really good point, and then you're kind of like, wow, because you see a different perspective. Well, you know, like, and then you can actually, like, have more self-awareness about what you can improve on, like, in terms of your character. And you have to do that first before you can really bring something to the table in any of your relationships. If you're in denial that, like, if you think you can do no wrong, then you're probably a narcissist. You know? You have to see whatever. You get what I'm saying. I didn't have a speech prepared. I'm not rolling my eyes at the content I'm watching. You gotta look over me sometimes. Okay, so it was my dad's birthday yesterday, or day before yesterday, actually. Happy birthday, late birthday, Jerry Lankford. I love you, if you're watching. Okay, I think it's getting ready to start now. Yes, I'm drinking coffee at 12 o'clock at night because I'm tired today. In case you were wondering. That's a nice beard right there. That's a beard.
Уважаемые дамы и господа, дорогие гости, дорогие друзья, участники заседания клуба «Валдай», мы начинаем пленарную сессию 21-го ежегодного заседания Международного дискуссионного клуба «Валдай». Мы провели 4 восхитительных и наполненных дискуссиями дня, и теперь можем, так сказать, попробовать подвести некоторые итоги. Я приглашаю на сцену
I am the director.
Different as we have United States, again, as the dominant maritime power, but on the Eurasian continent we're now seeing the emergence of multipolarity, which also presents a lot of new opportunities, because even the largest economy, China, doesn't really have the capability, or it doesn't even display the intention of attempting to dominate this continent. Instead, we see initiatives being put in place for multipolar Eurasia. So this puts us therefore in a conflict between a unipolar system attempted to be restored by the United States versus a multipolar system. And the global majority seems to obviously prefer the multipolarity, which is why I think BRICS has been such a great attraction to many countries. However, in our discussions we also discovered a consensus that there was some concerns, or at least a desire for Eurasia to be a anti-hegemonic movement as opposed to being anti-Western, as the objective should be to harmonize interest and end this era of bloc politics, as opposed to Eurasia merely becoming a bloc. And again, the attraction of BRICS countries towards these Eurasian formats largely rested on this idea that we could overcome the bloc politics rather than succumbing to it. The second point we had was that the appeal of Eurasia is also, to a large extent, the multi-vector foreign policy. This is the ability to diversify economic connectivity with all the major poles of power. And this is seen as a necessity to, or a requirement to have more political independence, to have more autonomy in foreign policy, and not merely be a spectator in international affairs. And yet again, this is why most countries do not want to choose between competing blocs, but instead find a way of harmonizing. And again, the global majority wants Eurasian multipolarity, as this is a requirement for genuine multilateralism and not the false one, which has often been promoted under Washington. The third and final point was that the multipolar Eurasia has certain systemic incentives for harmonizing interests, because the great powers in Eurasia, they have somewhat different formats for Eurasian integration. They have different interests. We can see this also with Russia and China, but we also see that none can really pursue their objectives or formats for integration without cooperation with these other centers of power. So this creates incentives to harmonize interests.
We gotta
and
work
it seems
together.
that this is also what has made BRICS successful.
Whether we like each other or
As
not.
I remember a decade ago, many people expected Central Asia to be a clash point between China and Russia. Instead, we see it becoming an area of cooperation
From
instead.
what I saw
So
on
this
like
gives
the
optimism
title of
to
one
other
of the
parts
other
of Eurasia as
videos,
well.
Putin said that Trump was, I don't know, like a good man or something like that.
And this is drastically different from the alliance system, which is usually used to advance unipolarity. In your own speech, you refer to I guess, the imperial impulse of dividing countries. So under the alliance system, there's always an interest in having division between China and India, between the Arabs and the Iranians, between Europe and Russia, simply because this helps to divide the region into dependent allies and weakened adversaries. So, yes, so in the spirit of harmonizing interest, I also had a question premised on the inability we've
That
had
reminds me of a
in Europe to
MOBA video
establish a
game.
mutually acceptable post-Cold War settlement.
Like when they group up and it's called crowd control, but yeah. That's like how you win a MOBA. But it'd be better if we could all just work together instead of like having to overpower. Like, we wouldn't have to do that if everyone was putting in equal effort and contributing to a brighter future, you know?
I think this
And
has
that's
been
just
a
real.
source of many of our tensions. We never established a system based on indivisible security. Instead, we returned to bloc politics and abandoned some of the hopes we initially had in the early 90s by instead going with NATO expansion. So my question was if Eurasian multipolarity can offer a different format for cooperation between Russia and Europe as well. I ask this because I had a few years ago a book with the title Europe as the Western Peninsula of Greater Eurasia.
Please forgive me. Sorry. Could you please repeat what you were saying in the end? Could you formulate the question yet again, please?
Sorry, well, my question was more premised on the idea that across Eurasia we've seen many countries being able to overcome their differences, their political differences, through economic connectivity. We see this, for example, the deals the Chinese were promoting between the Arabs and the Iranians. And I was wondering if some format for Greater Eurasia, in which Europe would be a part of this Greater Eurasia, if there's some ability to use this BRICS or some other institutions to also foster better relations with Russia and Europe, so we can overcome this bloc politics in Europe, which we never were able to overcome after the Cold War.
The Cold War, it was a really interesting period in time because that's whenever people started to discover PSYOPs, which is psychological warfare. It's basically like infiltrating through means of manipulation.
After the Cold War
I don't know if
ended,
that's the right way to say
there was a
that,
chance
but
to overcome this block.
it's like instead of fighting, you know, physically, you basically either change someone's mind or like, you know, try, like, that's the effort, to change someone's mind or just make them go crazy. You know, like, that's kind of the only thing that you can do with sobs. But a lot of times people learn, you know, through it, I guess. I feel like there's kind of an element of that in everyday life, like, you know, this is all just a learning opportunity, and that's how you have to look at the challenges that you have in life. And the most toxic people in your life are your greatest teachers. That's why I'm grateful for everyone in my life.
Thinking and the bloc politics. I can repeat it. After the Cold War came to an end, there was a chance to overcome the bloc mentality and the bloc politics. However, as I mentioned in my statement, I'm quite sure that the US simply didn't need that. It seems that they were possibly scared that they would lose control over Europe. They wanted to maintain it, and they're still doing so. Moreover, they strengthened their grip over it. But I wanted to say that at some point, it would lead to the weakening of that principle of complete subjugation. You know, what I'm saying right now is not anything bad. I don't want to, you know, blame someone or anything, God forbid. But we see that many European countries, most of European countries that are NATO members, to the detriment of their interest, are conducting actions that benefit
Basically,
the US
they're going
politics
against
and the US
themselves.
economy. Well, look, the US, the
Like, they want one thing, but what their actions are doing don't support it.
costs 3 or 5 times less than in the European Union. So the decision is being made deliberately in the tax system. They're decreasing the revenue tax. For example, they create the conditions for the transition of whole sectors of economy, of whole industries towards the US, and some of them do move. First, that applied to those who were dealing with primary energy sources, that is, fertilizer productions as well as glass production and some other industries. They simply rolled back their activity because it was not profitable anymore. They're moving over the ocean. Now they're doing the secondary industries, more or less. It has to do with metallurgy and the car industry and so on. The governments can blame all they want the ineffective management of the companies or specific companies, but it has to do with the government policy first and foremost. And in those conditions, the management of the companies had to do something to defend, to protect jobs and their companies. But it's not always possible, though. Therefore, the conflict that unfortunately we're seeing today, that we're unfortunately taking part in, that allowed the US,
He's scary. I'm sorry. He scares me.
the strengthening of their leadership, to put it mildly, have almost a colonial dependence of the countries. Honestly, even I didn't expect that. The same is happening to Japan. It's surprising. What did we do to Japan? Nothing. Not a single step, not a single word. But they introduced sanctions against it. How come? Where did that come from? Hence the question, what do we do with that? Well, we didn't do anything. Other colleagues from Japan, possibly there would be some questions from them. And it's even worse with Europe. I have already said it, but I will not refrain from the pleasure of thinking back to my conversation in 1993 with the ex-chancellor Kohl. I had the chance to be present at the conversation with a former mayor of St. Petersburg. Back in the day, I still had some German in me, and I acted as an interpreter between them.
I got some German in me too.
He said, go and take a rest, I stayed and I interpreted for them. For me, as who was a former member of external intelligence of the Soviet Union, it was so surprising to hear what he was saying. To be honest, I was listening to them, I was interpreting. And to put it mildly, I was extremely surprised. Because I still had cliches of the Cold War mentality in my head. I was a member of intelligence of KGB of USSR, and all of a sudden, Chancellor Kohl started saying the future of Europe, if it wants to preserve itself as an independent center of European civilization, the future is only with Russia. We need to bring together our efforts. I was simply agape. He continued in the same vein, and he spoke about his vision, about the development of situation on the American continent, the way the US will continue to build its policy. Well, I will not give it verbatim, but he didn't say anything bad about the US, but he simply gave his expert opinion, not just a chancellor, but more like an expert. And in essence, I think 85 or 90% what he spoke about is happening. I can see it, and everyone can see it as well. And naturally, we should try to build a security system on
Hey,
Eurasian
what's up,
continent.
Mr. Golden
It's
Nightmare?
tremendous in size.
Sorry for scaring you last stream.
And naturally, Europe can, and I believe should be, and a part and parcel of that system. I jotted it down.
I think I've done that a few times. I need
PRC does
to,
not have a chance and doesn't want to play a
I
dominating
need
role.
to
You
start
said
doing
it.
meetings
You
before my
spoke about
stream.
Central Asia as well. And I will mention it too. I think there are certainly our friends from China here. The Chinese
I'm glad
philosophy
you're
does
here
not
now.
have that. They do not strive for domination. That's the trick. That's the attraction of the theory, of that proposal that has been worded by President Xi. One belt, one road. One belt, one common road. This is not a Chinese road. This is a common road. Everyone's road, at least bilaterally. That's the way it sounds, and that's the way we behave in the interests of each other. What's
We're all
happening in
going in the
Central
same
Asia?
direction.
Everyone
to the
expected some
future.
kind of a clash or collision between Russia and China in Central Asia. Well, look,
We need to protect the future
the thing is
for
that
our
these
future
countries
generations.
are very young in their statehood, and they have economies that requires significant development. Demographic processes are afoot there. For example, take Uzbekistan. Every year, they add another million of population. Can you imagine that? 27 or 28 million, that's already the population, and they have an extra million born each year. India has plus 10.
I think it would be in bad taste to talk about it right now.
But India has 1.5 billion people living there. And Uzbekistan has about
But
37, that's 38. And now they soon have to have 40 million. That's a lot of millions. They have plenty of issues. And if the People's Republic of China comes over there and helps out those economies, and that means
yeah, a lot of the global issues right now are just to do with the economy and just money in general. And see, I mean, money, like the love of money is basically, it's a lot of people's downfall. You know, people do crazy things for money, and they forget until they have no money that the important thing is, you know, like our love for each other. And like no matter, I think for like someone that was born into a rich family, it must be hard to be grateful, because like, you know, in the Garden of Eden, they didn't even know that they were in heaven until they ate the apple, and you know, they felt pain and like, you know, all the things that went along with that. And that's whenever, like, they realized, based on comparison, what is good and what is bad, you know. So if you've been through something bad, then whenever you have a good experience, you're super grateful for it. You know, that there's another version of that same story with Pandora's box. She was given a box for her birthday, and she wasn't supposed to open it. Like, that was, like, here's a box, but don't open it. And, you know, she was curious, so she ended up opening it. And it let out all the, you know, like a lot of things, but a lot of those things, you know, were not good. Like all the evils and pestilence and just stuff like that, right? But, like, you know, that kind of represents our, you know, like, we're always wanting to know more. Like, I can attest to that too. Like, my Facebook quote used to be, it's Robert Plant. Damn it. I'm about to look it up, and then I'm going to read this, I promise. We'll just listen to it. Look up the lyric video.
Hey guys! Today
Hey.
we're going to learn how to add this scrolling animation to your website in Wix.
Hey lady, got the love I need. Baby, more than enough. Oh darling, 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 walk a while with me. Oh, you got so much, so much, so much.
Alright, that's what I was talking about. Many times I've wondered how much there is to know. It's like, some things, like, you have to really be careful. Like, if you want to always know more and more and more, and, you know, learn about AI, for example, there's risks associated with that. Luckily, Pandora closed the box before she let everything out. So, yeah. there's an episode of the Y-Files that talks about DNA, like something to do with DNA, where you can I don't know, like you can, the DNA that's flawed, they can cut it off and basically cure things, but it would kind of be like implementing AI into that, like our DNA. I forgot what it's called, there's a word for it. Cryogenics or something like that, or I don't know. Anyways, they did like a scenario, like a, you know, in the future, and basically there was a civilization that had lost most of its humanity. Like, yeah, they the people that were socially problematic and whatnot, there weren't so many of those people. People were more docile, and but they were kind of like just not as special, you know. And I think that like one day, you know, I think AI will go a long way. And there's a question right now, because we're all going through the Great Awakening. Like, we're realizing that we're all connected and that we all have abilities that we didn't really realize before, but it's obvious that telepathy is possible. Most people have experienced that on some level by now, or some kind of synchronicity that you predicted something, or you know,
set your
like
days back.
I don't believe in coincidences.
It should revolutionize the way they work.
So
A
yeah.
CRM shouldn't fluff your workflow.
Forgot where I was going with
A
that.
CRM shouldn't let customers slip through the cracks. It should connect them to your teams. A CRM shouldn't
I have
leave you in the
ADD,
dark.
sorry.
It should deliver insights clear.
Okay, Sniper Dude. Golden Nightmare.
Get started for free.
I had something like that before, back before I originally known, like before I was originally known
roofs, move boxes, or light a
as
Google Local
Golden
Services
Nightmare
apps makes it easier
and
for
Sniper
customers in your
Dude.
local
Originally
area
I had quote unquote opened a box before and made me shake my head. Worst freaking day of my life.
Connect with local
Yeah,
on Google Local Services ads.
you gotta draw a line somewhere. It's better to just enjoy your life. Who cares if we're in a simulation that's like a video game, and or just, you know, what if the earth is just in like a marble and some kids playing marbles and we just happen to be one of the marbles, our whole planet, you know? Or what if it's like Rick and Morty, where it's a universe inside a universe inside a universe, and every time we want to create something like AI or you know, like cloning or whatever, or like, you know, at CERN, where they're basically trying to make a new universe. They're experimenting with the fundamentals of life, like the Big Bang. Maybe one day we'll all have our own universe. That's what I call it, a universe. What would your rules be in your universe? Mine wouldn't have any GMOs, I know that much. And there would be a lot of peace, and it'd probably be really chill, honestly. Alright. Speaking of CERN,
conducted inside of the collider without the public's knowledge. After an earthquake in April 2016 coincided with the immediate shutdown of the collider, Many people concluded that there was something strange happening beneath Switzerland.
It's
And that's
strange.
not all. Bizarre theories have plagued this CERN since the very beginning. When the Large Hadron Collider was first switched on near Geneva, Switzerland, on September 10th, 2008,
Looks cold there.
people began theorizing that it would create microscopic black holes that would start sucking surrounding matter faster and faster until it causes the world to end.
What if it already did? Time's not, everything past, present, and future is already it's all happening at once. Marinate on that for a second.
Many more believe that the collider will open a gateway to a parallel dimension from which there is no return.
Well, hopefully there's a party going on there. Okay, I want to read this. So, it's November 8th, and this is Luke chapter 8. This is where I flip to today. I always flip to a random verse whenever I read the word. And it came to pass afterward that he went throughout every city and every village, preaching and showing the glad tidings of the kingdom of God. And the 12 were with him. And certain women which had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities, Mary called Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils, and Joanna, the wife of Chuza, Herod's steward, and Susanna, and many others which ministered unto him of their substance. And when much people were gathered together and were come to him out of every city, he spake a parable. A sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and it was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it. And some fell upon the rock, and as soon as it was sprung up, it withered away, because it lacked moisture. And some fell on the thorns, and the thorns sprang up with it and choked it. And other fell on the ground and sprang up and bare fruit of 100-fold. And when he said those things, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And his disciples asked him, saying, What might this parable be? And he said, Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but to others in parables, that seeing might not be able to see, and hearing they might not understand. Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of God. Those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe it and be saved. That's kind of like whenever you lose your faith, or whenever you see more negativity, so much negativity that you can't see a way out or whatever, in my opinion. Alright. And that which fell among the thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. But that on the good ground are they which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, kept it, and bring forth fruit with patience. It was crazy. Whenever I opened to this part, me and Josh were talking about the kingdom of God and how it's in your heart. And, you have to look within to, that's the key. I think that whenever it says, if there's a part that says, God might say, I never knew you when you go to heaven. I feel like in order for him to know you, you have to know yourself. So, anyway. No man, when he hath lighted a candle, covereth with a vessel, or putteth it under a bed, but setteth on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light. For nothing is secret that shall be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Well, I guess that kind of contradicts what I was saying earlier about like people and their thirst for knowledge. It's like everything's going to eventually come to light. You and Josh are so perfect. Oh, thank you. Take heed, therefore, how ye hear. For whosoever hath to him shall be given, and whosoever hath not from him shall be taken, even that which he seemeth to have. Then came to him his mother and his brethren, and could not come at him for the press. And it was told him by certain which said, Thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to see thee. And he answered and said unto them, My mother and my brethren are these which hear the word of God, and do it. Now it came to pass on a certain day that he went into a ship with his disciples, and he said unto them, Let us go over to the other side of the lake. And they launched forth. But as they sailed, he fell asleep, and there came a storm on the wind and lake, and they were filled with water, and were in jeopardy. And they came to him and awoke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the raging of the water, and they ceased, and there was a calm. And he said unto them, O ye of little faith? And they were afraid and wondered, saying to one another, What manner of man is this, that he commandeth even the winds and the water, and they obey him? And they arrived at the country of Gadarenes, which is over against Galilee. And when he went forth of the land, there met with him out of the city a certain man, which had devils long time, and wear no clothes, neither abode in any house, but in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, What have I to do with thee, Jesus? What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Most High, I beseech thee, torment me not. For he had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man. For oftentimes it had caught him, and he kept bound with chains and in fetters. And he brake the bands, and was driven of the devil into the wilderness. And Jesus asked him, saying, What is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were entered into him. And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. And there was an herd of many swine feeding on the mountain. And they besought him that he would suffer them to enter into them. And he suffered them. Then went the devils out of the man and entered into the swine. And the herd ran violently down a steep place into the lake, and were choked. When they that fed them saw what was done, they fled, and went and told it to the city and in the country. Then they went out to see what was done, and came to Jesus, and found the man out of whom the devils were departed, sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed, and in his right mind, and they were afraid. They also which saw it told them by what means he hath been possessed of the devils was healed. Then the whole multitude of the country of the Gadarenes round about besought him to depart from them, for they were taken with great fear. And he went into the ship and returned back again. Now the man out of whom the devils were departed besought him, and he might be with him. But Jesus sent him away, saying, Return to thine own house, and show how great things God hath done unto thee. And he went on his way, and published throughout the city how great things Jesus had done unto him. And it came to pass that when Jesus had returned, the people gladly received him, for they were all waiting for him. And behold, there was a man named Jairus, and he was a ruler of the synagogue, and he fell down at Jesus' feet and besought him that he would come unto his house. For he had one only daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay a-dying. But as he went, the people thronged him. And a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her life among physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her issue of blood was healed. And Jesus said, "Who touched me?" When all denied, Peter that were with him said, "Master, the multitude throng thee and press thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me? And Jesus said, Somebody touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling and falling down before him, and declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. And he said unto her, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace. So it was partly that she believed in him, that he could heal her, you know. Thy faith made thee whole. While he spake, there cometh one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying unto him, Thy daughter is dead, trouble not the master. But when Jesus heard it, he answered, saying, Fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole. And when he came unto the house, he suffered the man to go in, save Peter and James and John, and the father and the mother of the maiden. And all wept and bewailed her, and said, Weep not, she is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead. And he put them all out, and took her by the hand, and called, saying, Maid, arise. And her spirit came back again, and rose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat. And her parents were astonished, and he charged them that they should tell no man what was done. So yeah, Luke 8 was my chapter today. When Josh got off work, I flipped to that, and it was funny because we were talking about like the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of God, whatever you want to call it, and how it's in your heart. Everyone has access to it, but there's a lot of people like living their lives in like on autopilot. Basically, you know, monotony and I guess the daily grind can kind of get you in this almost like a trance state. And I feel like there's some people who are still stuck in that, and they need to like wake up. Because, yeah. Anyway, there's a lot going on right now. This is a very exciting time to be alive. And like I was saying before, you can have whatever you want in this world. That's why I don't understand like wars going on and stuff like. I'm going to watch a little bit of this video, and then I'm probably going to hop off here. Sleep stream, maybe tonight.
And few are certain that this already happened the moment it was turned back on in July, and that we are now living in a different dimension, where the Mandela effects are experienced 10 times more, and the world is edging towards a third world war. CERN has always been the subject of various conspiracy theories, from the creation of black holes to being a site for bizarre rituals.
Okay, so I saw something on a conspiracy theory show the other day that said there was 2 timelines, or there was 2. One of the timelines, this scenario happened, okay? Basically, it ended up being World War III. A lot of things were happening, like ELEs, extinction level events. And basically, humans ended up merging with machines in an attempt to save humanity, but it did the opposite, obviously. And yeah, okay, so there's another timeline where everyone comes together and there's world peace, and that timeline actually continues way into the future. And yeah, apparently or my opinion is, we avoided the other timeline already, but I guess we'll see.
But the rumors this year have all centered around the opening of a portal to another dimension. The seed behind this theory probably comes from one of the Collider's job roles. How could we test for extra dimensions? One option would be to find evidence of particles that can exist only if extra dimensions are real, reads an excerpt from CERN's official website. Theories that suggest extra dimensions predict that, in the same way as atoms have a low-energy ground state and excited high-energy states, there will be heavier versions of standard particles in other dimensions.
There's a heavy version of water.
Particles
It's a
have
different
exactly the same properties as
name on the
particles,
chemical.
and so be
It's a
visible
different
to our
element on
detectors,
the.
but with a greater mass.
Yeah.
Realistically, one of the most exciting discoveries the LHC is expected to make
I saw a
during
video
its
of someone
current
drinking it the other day. It's safe in small amounts.
observed at the end of its last run. During the very last
He drank like
experiments
that
in its
much.
previous run, it seemed to point toward the existence of something beyond standard model physics. The possible existence of a mysterious fifth force of nature. Teetering between the borders of France and Switzerland, the LHC is the
I've heard of
world's
the fifth
largest
element.
and most powerful particle accelerator. This giant donut-shaped collider uses superconducting magnets and beams of protons to smash known particles together at extremely high energies. Scientists use the LHC to test theoretical predictions connected with the Standard Model. The Standard Model is one of the most critical and all-encompassing objectives that scientists use the LHC to investigate. By theory of everything, the Standard Model describes all known forces and particles in the universe, emphasis on known. Although the Standard Model is able to explain almost all the outcomes in particle physics, there are some questions left unanswered, like what is dark energy? Or what is dark matter? Why is there more matter than antimatter? The LHC is designed to help answer such questions. Scientists believe that this
Who asked these
evidence
questions?
that a mysterious force is acting upon these particles. The fifth force. So far, scientists are aware of 4 fundamental forces at work in the universe. The strong force, the weak force, the electromagnetic force, and the gravitational force. The definite discovery of a fifth one could break particle physics and the Standard Model altogether. But, of course, the conspiracy theorists out there have concerns that finding the fifth force or further studying the God particle. All the conspiracy theories aside, LHC experimenters hope to dig deeper into other mysteries of particle physics, including the particles that make up dark matter and also ghost particles. Neutrinos, also called ghost particles due to their elusive nature, are subatomic particles similar to electrons with no electrical
That's like when you lose something and you know you look somewhere, but it wasn't there, and then you look again and it's there.
to be one of the most prevalent particles in the entire universe. They have such a small mass that for the
You
longest time it was
motherfucker.
believed that they had no mass at all. They were seen for the first time in the LHC particle accelerator in 2021. It was considered a huge advancement in physics as it opened up a world of subatomic mysteries. Every second, about 100 billion neutrinos pass through every square centimeter of the human body. However, as neutrinos have very little interaction with matter, and due to their lack of charge and minuscule mass, they have been extremely difficult to spot in particle accelerators. Thus, the collider's detection of neutrinos was a significant step in enabling the exploration of these elusive ghost particles. In addition to exploring these new findings, LHC experimenters also hope to dig deeper into other mysteries, including the particles that make up dark matter, theory of supersymmetry, and axions, to name a few. Physicists hope that this relaunch of collider experiments will enable them to answer the questions they still have about the universe. They hope to achieve new discoveries and advances in cosmological research. What will we find? Only time will tell. What do you guys have to say? Drop in your comments below. located underground between the borders of France and Switzerland at CERN. The Large Hadron Collider is the world's most powerful particle accelerator. The giant donut-shaped collider uses superconducting magnets and beams of protons.
This is a great place to pick
smash
up
known
women,
particles
apparently.
together at extremely high energies. And now, after a 3-year-long gap, it has been turned back on. Now that the LHC is officially up and running, it's already breaking records for the highest
Someone
energy
said they're
particle
demons.
collisions
I
ever
don't believe that.
It's all pretty
I think they're
exciting, with the
curious.
teams involved searching for more information on the God particle, the Higgs boson, and signs of dark matter, antimatter, and more. It's no doubt
You gotta
that
stop
these
looking
new
at people
upgrades
as
at the
demons.
collider
Our words are
now set to
powerful.
bring forth discovering revelations that could alter our understanding of physics forever. But some new photos from June, when it was switched back, now have emerged. And people are worried that this might finally be the proof that CERN has transported us to a different dimension. These incredible photos taken above CERN's Large Hadron Collider have sparked new conspiracy theories and fears that portals are opening up. The images appear to have been taken on June 24th, the same day CERN scientists started the new Wake experiment. The CERN LHC being switched back on has given way to some very concerning and some very bizarre theories. And this image is now the biggest concern of them all, especially for the conspiracy theorists. In the past, CERN has conducted experiments to create artificial clouds to better understand global warming. This year has seen a variety of extreme climate disasters, from flooding in Pakistan to wildfires across Europe. The intensity of these events has been catastrophic, with drastic evaporating of surface waters, drying of areas which usually have heavy rains, and increasing rainfall in those that don't. There have been hailstorms in summer and extreme heat waves. While all of this can be perfectly explained by climate change and global warming, many yet believe that this is the cause of a portal opening up that is messing with nature and its cycles. Because of the sensationalism of the machine, many theories have plagued CERN, questioning the true experiments being conducted inside of the collider without the public's knowledge. After an earthquake in April 2016 coincided with the immediate shutdown of the collider, many people concluded that there was something strange happening beneath Switzerland.
It's strange.
And that's not all. Bizarre theories have
That is
plagued
all.
this CERN since
It just looped. Alright, y'all. I'm sending all y'all positive energy. Thank you for watching my channel, and remember to prioritize your happiness. Don't wish bad on other people, because it actually will bring you back karma. Always try to help other people and lift them up. Alright.